threat of a double-dip recession in the United States and Europe has done little to foster festive spirit in developed markets this year, and even less for demand for exotic holidays like South Africa's Cape Town. But the good news for the region's tourism sector is that the number of visitors from the emerging economies, particularly those in Asia, is growing.
Destinations like China, travelling here, tourists from China have gone up from 2% to 7% now for us. From India, from about 6% to about 15%. So it's really excellent, and the South American market is growing greatly as well. And of course, what's great about the South American market is they travel with their children, which is really good. So they come in large groups, large family groups, which is excellent business for the hotel industry.
And the evidence is not just anecdotal. The annual number of Chinese arrivals in the Western Cape has more than doubled over the past 2 years, while international passenger arrivals into the country as a whole were up by almost a fifth last month from the same month last year. Meanwhile, industry experts said that the gap left by European and North American tourists may also be plugged by local tourists, who are starting to find swiping their credit cards easier in the lower interest rate environment.
I personally expect that domestic tourism will increase by about 8% for the summer festive season, and international about 5% from the current 780,000 that we get over the festive season. So figures are looking up.
Here at the Pepper Club, we're obviously doing extremely well. We've just had a very good October and November, and our season, the festive season, you couldn't get. We wish we could build more rooms. It's looking excellent. It really is.
Green shoots notwithstanding, the fact is that during the past few years, the rougher economic environment has changed the behavior of tourists, both local and international, and the industry is adapting accordingly.
The tourists, since the economic crunch, I believe, have less time to spend on holiday. I think a lot of tourists still have substantial amounts of money, so I don't think that that money necessarily is the driving factor, but they're a lot more conservative in spending their money.
The last 2-3 years have been very difficult for us as an industry. Since 2008, with the global recession, we've seen the impact in a very direct way. So we're all pretty nervous in terms of what's happening up north, and we're seeing what's happening in Europe. If that does not come through and impact in a way that is significant, then we're actually quite positive about the outlook for next year. This given the current trends and the growth that we are seeing, where we're now seeing growth figures again that we only saw prior to 2008.
Despite the current economic crisis, Cape Town tourism is forging ahead, helped by an influx of Chinese tourists and South Africans who are starting to spend again.